Today I'm going to catch up with a California native who made the move from YouTube here to the Boise area over a year ago, and today we're going to find out if he likes it, if he hates it, and if he'd do it all over again.
I moved up here with my wife. Actually, our youngest daughter moved here before we did. We were the ones that were supposed to move here first, but on one of the visits that we made out here, she and her, at the time, fiance loved it so much, they beat us to the punch and they moved out here before we did.
And before moving to Idaho, where were you guys living before? And was your daughter living with you in that same area? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we lived in the city of Upland. It's near Los Angeles.
Don't know.
Yes, basically the LA area.
And how long did you guys live in the LA area?
I lived there all my life. I actually grew up in Monrovia.
Were you and your wife living down there? So you lived there your whole life, but...
Yeah, we lived there, and it was, I believe, in 2009. Well, we couldn't afford anything in LA, so we kept moving east, and we ended up in Alta Loma. So we were there a few years, and then we made the move to Upland, about 10 minutes away.
You worked in the LA area, like...
Yes.
Okay.
I worked in San Gabriel Valley. I worked for our local municipality. I worked there for, over 16 years. The commute was, on a good day, a little over an hour.
And
That's assuming there were no issues on the freeway or anything like that.
Wow. So every day...
Every day.
1 hour...
Going to work. Actually, coming home from work was longer, which was kind of weird. It's the same distance, but it took longer.
Everybody's leaving at the same time.
Yeah.
I just got to get home.
Yeah, I'd leave at 6 in the morning, and I'd get home.
Wait. So you leave at 6 a.m.
I would leave at 6 a.m.
Still take you an hour to get to work.
Yeah, and that's cutting it close because I started at 7. By the time I'd get home, it was either 7 or 7:30.
How did your guys' discussion about moving to Idaho come about? How did that come about? And were you guys thinking of other places as well?
For many years, we thought we were going to move to New Mexico. We have some family and friends in New Mexico. They live in Albuquerque, and we went out there once. We liked it. It was very nice. We actually preferred the Santa Fe area. We did that. We check out the area. We actually went and looked at houses, and we thought, this is it. We wanted a smaller, more rural kind of place. Santa Fe just kind of fit the bill. It's weird. Idaho was never on our radar. Over the years, just gradually, I kept hearing Idaho pop up. My wife's friend, she moved here to Nampa, and I remember thinking, why is she going there? It's kind of, it just seems so far north. I don't know. And then friends from work, it's, oh yeah, my in-laws are moving up there. Different people, hey, I'm moving to Idaho. I thought, oh, it's kind of interesting. And then I told my wife one day, we were thinking of like a quick getaway trip. I said, a lot of people that I know have been moving to Idaho, the Meridian area. Okay. Meridian kept popping up. And I told her, I'd kind of like to check it out. Let's do a quick little road trip. And so we kind of talked to our friends and said, hey, we're going to come up, visit. And, I didn't think we'd fall in love with it. And yeah, we did. It was great. I mean, the drive up here was nice.
So on the first trip is when you guys...
Oh, yeah.
Were like, oh.
Yeah, then it was, oh gosh, Idaho's nice. And we still like New Mexico. But, and from where we lived, the distance was about the same. So, being that far away from our kids seemed okay.
Hey, if you're enjoying this interview with Sergio and you're thinking, hey, I can make this move over to Idaho, then reach out to us here at the Go Idaho team. We want to help you and learn about your move and your desire to come to Idaho.
What was the deciding factor between New Mexico and Idaho?
After the pandemic, we went to visit New Mexico, and just the way they were, I didn't like it.
Yeah, were they locked down more? Were they?
Oh yeah, it was like going to California. I thought we wanted to get away from that. It was like a mini California. We came up here and it was just different. Yeah. People are nice, complete strangers. We'd we drive through the different neighborhoods and the developments, and kids would stop and wave, and families, hey, everyone was real nice.
Yeah, yeah. So that brings me to a question that I just thought of. You guys being of not Caucasian, has there been any issues with you guys being another nationality coming up here? Have you felt that? 'Cause a lot of
No.
people are worried about that when they go, man, most of Idaho is all Caucasian, As
Yeah.
a minority, am I going to feel ostracized, or have you
Yeah.
guys felt that at all?
Not at all. Yeah, it's kind of funny that you mention that, because a good friend of mine, a lady that I worked with, when I was telling her that we were considering Idaho, she kind of took me aside and she says, "Just be very careful up there." I said, "Why?" I mean, I didn't know. I thought, what, I don't know, some kind of hazard or something.
Right.
But she says, "There's a lot of white supremacists up there." I said, "Really?" Which was kind of weird, because we'd, come up a few times and everyone was really nice. You hear stereotypes, and a lot of times people they'll say things and they really don't know. But no, not at all. In fact, with what you just said, there's a pretty big Hispanic community up here, which I was really surprised to see. Although I guess that now that I think about it, it makes sense, with the agriculture and the livestock and the horses, and a lot of Hispanics are drawn to that. I know my daughter-in-law, her family, they live in a city called Bloomington, which is kind of rural inside of this concrete jungle. They raise horses, and they've got goats and chickens, and I could see them totally just fitting in right here.
First impressions, what it looked like, what did it feel like? Was it ugly? Were you like, oh man, this is kind of an ugly area? Were you expecting more mountains? What were you expecting, and what were your first impressions of Idaho, or the Treasure Valley, because that's where you moved to?
Yeah, I guess what I was kind of expecting was, just sparsely populated, farmhouse here, and just fields and fields of, whatever, corn, something. That's kind of what I pictured. And there is some of that still. You go outside the city limits, and we love all that. My wife enjoys, looking at the horses. We'll go by, someone's got horses on their front lawn. She loves that. Cows, goats. I've seen chickens running around. It's nice. We went up to Cascade Lake, and the traffic came to a halt. There was a herd of cows just kind of grazing along the roadside. It was neat.
Did it meet your expectations, or were you more surprised? Were you surprised with what you saw, or was it like, yeah, this is kind of what I was thinking?
You know what? I think it kind of surpassed my expectations. It's really nice. I mean, I enjoy the slower pace, the little 2-lane highways here and there. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's the complete opposite of where I grew up.
Yeah, there's one freeway running through the entire valley, instead of however many there are in Southern California. All the 605 to the 210 to the 10 to the 60 to
Oh
the
gosh.
15 to the 405.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, over there, I mean, geographically, things might be close, but it'll take you 2 hours to get there. Here, even if something's a little far, it seems like our average far drive is maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, you can almost get to anywhere in the Treasure Valley in 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
What were you and your wife, what were your emotions about leaving California?
We were happy about it. We looked forward to it. The only thing we didn't really like was leaving our 2 other kids. But they're married, they have their families, they're set in their careers, and that's fine. Yeah, we were actually surprised by our youngest, in that she liked it so much, she decided to move up here.
Has there been anything that's been a rough adjustment, I would say?
I don't think there's been anything that's been really rough. The move here itself that was kind of rough, just because of the distance, But being here, I mean, the weather, it's really not bad. I mean, even right now it's winter, but even though it's cold, it's bearable. We're not under, I don't know how many feet of snow or anything. It's just a light dusting.
Yeah. We've only had 3 light dustings so far this winter.
Yeah.
And we're in January. Food, like, you're coming from one of the food capitals of the world, Los Angeles area. You can get anything you want down there.
That's true.
Has that been a tough adjustment coming up here?
A little bit, but you know what? You got to sacrifice some things, I think it was worth it. But you're right. I mean, over there's 24-hour whatever you want. The pharmacy, just down the block from where we live, 24 hours. We could go to a Home Depot at midnight. There's still people there shopping, and here things just kind of, they'll shut down after, I don't know, about 9 or so, and that's nice.
And on Sundays, half the stores are closed.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh man, if I gotta go out and go get something to eat, they're half closed because they're all going to church or whatever else.
Yeah.
That's how it used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Just some things you got to sacrifice, and I think it's worth the sacrifice.
Okay, so cost of living here, everything from electric to gas to DMV fees.
I think it's a lot better. In Southern California, it would get really, really hot. Well, it seems like it's hot most of the year, but in the summer it would get really, really hot. We didn't have the luxury of having the AC on 24/7. I came to find out not long ago, my wife, what she would do is during the summer, in the morning, she'd open everything up, just cool the house off and turn off the AC. And it was right before I got home that she would crank it up so the house would be cool when I got home. Meanwhile, she and the kids, they're suffering in the heat. But, just because, the electricity was so expensive. I didn't even know that. I tell her, just run the AC, why suffer? Yeah, DMV, oh gosh, that's ridiculous.
How was your first experience at the DMV up here compared to down in California?
It's funny because we went to the office there in, I think it's Caldwell. They're saying, oh, it's really busy. You should make an appointment. And I thought, oh gosh, here we go. I swear we were in and out in less than half an hour. And I thought, this is busy?
Yeah, it's a whole different world.
Yeah, and the fees, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, registration for your car.
Yeah.
It's probably half, if not less.
Oh yeah.
Less than that.
Yes. And I got my driver's license. The young lady said, how many years do you want your license for? And she gave me my options. I said, well, give me the longest one. Make it easy, And it was, I think it was only $50 or $60. I mean, that's nothing.
So based on your guys' experience, the whole move, would you recommend somebody moving to Idaho?
I think so. It's a really, really nice, family oriented. If you enjoy people, going to church, families, not necessarily getting big into politics or anything, but just kind of the mindset here is, it's different. It's nice. Very welcoming.
If you could do it all over again, would you do it all over again?
If we could do it all over again, I think we would have done it a lot sooner. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what most people say. So when you were looking to move up here, how did you find Go Idaho, and what made you work with Go Idaho for your move?
Idaho wasn't on the radar at first. And it's funny because I wanted to do just a little research, just kind of see what it was like up here. And I remembered from other conversations that I had with my kids, I'd ask them whatever, how do I know, or how can I research X, Y, and Z? Dad, just go to YouTube. YouTube has everything. Whatever you just go. I said, oh, okay. So I went to YouTube and I just punched in, I don't know, like Idaho winters or something. And I don't know how. It was just by accident. I stumbled across the Go Idaho website and, seen Greg and then it's funny because we really enjoyed watching the videos. It was pretty typical. Sunday mornings. I tell my wife, hey, there's a couple of videos that Greg put out. Let's watch them. So we'd watch Sunday morning. Different things. We learned about star and eagle and all the different places and everything, and even the food videos. Some of the videos that you guys made. Like Holy Cow. When we were here for one of our visits, we went to Holy Cow in Nampa. We told them, hey, we're here because Greg did a video here. He showed us this place.
That's great.
Yeah, the same thing with Flying Pie Pizza, I think. We went to Flying Pie Pizza, and anyway, it was neat. Like I said, it was all by accident. We started, I'm not sure if we started texting or emails.
Okay.
Somehow, between my wife and I, we started communicating with Greg, and unfortunately we told him, it's going to be a few years until I retire, but we are looking, and we just stayed in touch, and you're right, the rest is history.
And here you are.
Yeah, here we are.
Love it. That's so good. Well, thanks so much for letting us talk to you. And
No, thank you. I appreciate everything you guys did.
Hey, if you want to see more interviews of someone who made the move from California that might be just in your situation, click right here.